Daniel Hernandez, known as 6ix9ine, is an American rapper and songwriter. His music can be characterized as an aggressive style of rapping, while his controversial public persona is characterized by his distinctive rainbow-colored hair, extensive tattoos, public feuds with fellow celebrities, and legal issues. Today, however, we look at how much trouble he has been in with the law. 6ix9ine, also known as Tekashi, may have sealed his deal for a long and illustrious prison life. Tekashi is a great example of someone whose gangster image has become more than just an image. This is the criminal history of 6ix9ine. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that we post. Interact with us, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload more content. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Thanks! Hernandez did not know his father until he was 9 years old and had only a brief relationship with him. His mother told him his father was dead, according to Hernandez's father. Hernandez's father had a heroin addiction and was in prison for 5 years for selling drugs. There was more violence in his youth. Hernandez's stepfather was shot dead steps away from the family home in 2010. After the murder of his stepfather, Hernandez's mother couldn't make enough money working to support her children. She applied for welfare, and there were many nights Hernandez and her brother went to bed without dinner. Due to his mother's financial struggle, Hernandez and his brother wore used clothes, and Hernandez had to share a bed with his mother. Emotionally disturbed by the death of his stepfather, Hernandez would not shower or eat to the point where he lost a lot of weight. He was given therapy and was hospitalized for depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. To make things worse, Hernandez also started to act out due to his stepfather's death and was eventually expelled from school in the 8th grade for bad behavior. Rather than continuing his education, he started working at various jobs such as being a busboy and a delivery boy at a grocery store to help his mother financially. Child sexual performance charges. Hernandez was involved in a child sexual performance charge in 2015. In October 2015, Hernandez pled guilty to a felony count of the use of a child in a sexual performance. He was charged with 3 counts of the offense after a February 2015 incident in which he had physical contact with a 13-year-old girl and later distributed videos of the incident online as part of a music video. 3 videos are described in the criminal complaint against Hernandez. In a November 2017 interview, Hernandez claimed to have had no sexual contact with the girl and denied knowing she was a minor. Hernandez also claimed to have been 17 at the time of the incident, though the birth date listed in the complaint against him and in his statement to the police shows that he was 18. Prior to his sexual misconduct charges, Hernandez served jail time as a minor for assault and the sale of heroin. Due to his continuing legal problems in light of his plea bargain, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office announced Hernandez could face up to 3 years in prison and possible sex offender registration for his 2015 case. But he was instead sentenced to 4 years of probation starting in October 2018, with one clause being that he cannot utter the phrase Treyway in public as it was deemed to promote gang activity, as well as 1,000 hours of community service. Then on October 27, 2018, 2 members of Hernandez's entourage were involved in a shooting in Manhattan and were subsequently charged with gang assault. But wait, there's more. Choking incident at shopping mall. Tekashi did not learn his lesson. On July 12, 2018, Hernandez was arrested in New York for an outstanding warrant related to an incident where he allegedly choked a 16-year-old in the Galleria shopping mall in Houston, Texas in January 2018. All charges were eventually dropped after the teenager decided not to take legal action. Robbery, assault, and kidnapping incident. Tekashi's rap sheet was getting longer and not everybody liked that. In the early morning hours of July 22, 2018, Hernandez was kidnapped, beaten, and robbed by 3 armed assailants in Brooklyn. He had finished shooting the music video for Fifi, featuring Nicki Minaj and Murder Beats, when the assailant grabbed him outside his home and pistol whipped him. The robbers eventually took more than $750,000 in custom jewelry and approximately $35,000 in cash. Hernandez escaped from their vehicle and summoned police help via a stranger. He was taken to the hospital. In February 2019, Nine Trey Gangsters member Anthony Harv Ellison was indicted for the July kidnapping and assault on October 3rd. Ellison was found guilty. Chief Keef shooting. Another incident happened on June 2, 2018 with ties to Hernandez. Chief Keef was fired upon outside the W Hotel in New York City, but not hit. No other injuries resulted from the incident. Due to the ongoing feud, Hernandez was confirmed to be under investigation by the New York Police Department for possible involvement with the incident, despite being in Los Angeles at the time. Then in February 2019, 2018, Hernandez pled guilty to the ordering of the shooting of Chief Keef. Hernandez offered his associate, Kinti Kuda B. McKenzie, $20,000 to shoot at Chief Keef. Domestic violence and alleged sexual assault. It was on September 10, 2019 that Hernandez admitted to years of domestic violence in a cooperation agreement. A section of Hernandez's cooperation agreement with the government, which had not previously been made to the public, listed a few crimes that he committed and which for the government agreed not to prosecute him. On the list, explained Judge Paul Engelmayer, was that Hernandez admits domestic violence from 2011 to 2018. Accusations of domestic violence against Hernandez first came to light in early 2019, including a detailed Daily Beast article that featured testimony from the rapper's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his daughter, Sarah Molina, that he beat her over a period of 7 years, a timeline that corresponds to Hernandez's own admission, though no names of victims were mentioned in court. Molina told the Daily Beast about numerous incidents of abuse, including one beating in Dubai that left her face so swollen that she says, "I could barely open my eyes." Meanwhile, Molina said Hernandez falsely accused her of sleeping with Keefino Shoddy Jordan, his manager, who reportedly recruited Hernandez to become a member of the violent Nine Trey Gangster Bloods street gang. When Molina denied cheating on him, she says he punched her out of nowhere, driving a hair extension into her skull. "I was leaking blood," she said. "There was blood on the pillowcases. He got scared." Molina told the Daily Beast that she didn't report the assaults to the police, though she provided the news outlet with photos she says were taken shortly after the attacks, showing bruises and cuts. She continued to detail that Hernandez proceeded beating me for 2 hours straight. She claims, "He punched me so hard in my right ear, I thought I was deaf." Molina describes that Hernandez punched, kicked, and choked her, leaving her with 2 black eyes and multiple bruises. She then went on to allege that he sexually assaulted her the next morning. "He woke up, forced me to have sex with him. She said, I cried." Molina described another incident that took place in April 2017, in which 6ix9ine beat her in a car in front of her daughter, then a year-old, who started screaming and crying. Molina alleges after she questioned Hernandez about a stripper he had been hanging out with, "He dragged me by my hair and slapped me in the face," which resulted in a black eye. Hernandez admitted physically abusing his ex-girlfriend again in an interview in the New York Times in 2020. The trial of Nine Trey Gangsters. It was November 18, 2018. Hernandez, his former faux manager Keefino Shoddy Jordan, and 3 other associates were arrested. Hernandez was charged with federal RICO and firearms charges, including conspiracy to murder and armed robbery, and faced up to life in prison. He was allegedly part of a violent sect of the Bloods, known as the Nine Trey Gangsters. He was held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn under general population before being moved to another facility due to security reasons, as Hernandez had multiple altercations with fellow prisoners, including those belonging to the Crips street gang. On February 1st, 2019, Hernandez pled guilty to 9 charges. He was due to be sentenced on January 24, 2020, and faced a possible mandatory sentence of 47 years in prison. Then on February 16th, a plea deal document revealed that the rapper could avoid jail time in exchange for his willingness to testify against fellow gang members and concurrent investigations. On December 18th, 2019, Hernandez was given a sentence of 2 years after testifying against the Nine Trey gang. He is back in prison where he probably belongs, because that's where he always wanted to be, but maybe he came off lightly for the stuff he did. What do you think? We know that no artists want to be associated with him anymore, and we know nobody likes a snitch. I hope you found this video informative. Please check back for our next one. Until then, stay out of trouble.